Got a broken cruise control switch? Well, we're going to change it out today. I'll show you how. This is going to be for a Ford F-350 Super Doo-Doo. First thing you want to do is tear out these fucking little gay things. They're on both sides of the steering wheel. That is number one that you want to do. Now, some people might say first step should be disconnect the battery. I'm not one of those guys. Leave the battery on, because you know what? You lose all your preset stations. There goes your classic rock. You got to go hunt for that shit. And sometimes I got to go all the way up to the top of this one hill just to get my fucking station back. Back here's got to be 8 millimeter, 8 millimeter, 8 millimeter, 8 millimeter, 8 millimeter, 8 millimeter is going to be inside those once you pop them. Once you remove them fucking 8 millimeters, now you're free to just take this shit out. And there are going to be some wires hooked to it, of course, because it is an airbag and it needs the fucking wires to work. So just unplug that shit and throw it onto the side, and then I'll show you the rest of the fucking things you got to remove just to get the goddamn cruise control to unplug. Here are my eBay specials. Now, I don't know if these are used or not, but they look really good. They look like either they've been refurbished or the guy just, makes these things. They're just China made. But they're 18 bucks. Now, the truck only cost me 300 bucks. I bought this truck for 300 bucks, and I had to spend $18 on these two little fucking switches. I feel like I'm getting ripped off. Well, we got great sun today. It may hamper your view. I don't give a shit because we don't get sun here much, and I'm going to enjoy it. So basically, you got two wires from the cruise control. It's going to be this little fucking red dick one and this ugly looking piece of shit. Those two you want to unplug, break all the zip ties, and then I'll show you the rest. All right, there's going to be some clips, little clippers. You see it right in there. That's just holding it. There's going to be two. There's going to be another one down at the bottom there. You want to somehow get a knife or a screwdriver to peel that down, and you might be able to work it out from there. It doesn't matter if you break it because it's already a piece of shit, so don't be gentle. Get the fucker out of there. Make it learn. And there's the same thing on this other side. They just come right out with those little clips on the sides. There's going to be this. See, it's right up in there. It's not much holding it, not much meat. But you can pry them out with a flathead screwdriver. And then what we're going to do is just snap the other ones back in. And I'm not even going to put the zip ties. You know why? Because I've already spent $18. Yes, $18 on those buttons. So why put another 5 cents or more into it with putting them goddamn zip ties on? It doesn't need it anyways. Who's gonna fuck with it behind the steering wheel? See them clippy dogs I was telling you about right there? I probably could just showed you off the eBay special ones, but that's all it is. Don't be afraid to break that shit. It's garbage. So now you just push it all back in there like so. Just it doesn't even make a fucking clicky noise. Don't even let you know if you got it in there or not. Anyways, looks like it's in there. It ain't coming out. Now these are used. I have looked at them. They are used. They're just in pretty good shape and wherever you got them. So now that they're in, we can put the fucking airbag back in and, try it out. See if it works. Oh, of course, if you guys undid the batteries like pussies, then you gotta poop that shit back up. And there we go. I even got the little butt plugs in that go on the back of the steering wheel. All of it's put together. It looks way better than it did before. Before it looked like a $300 truck. Now it looks like a $3,000 truck. So this truck has, 267,000 miles on it. It's basically 268. It's about to roll over again. But it only has 258 hours. Yes, that's right. 258 hours on the engine because it was just put in before I bought this truck. I think it was put in when it had 240,000, 248. Something like that. So, yeah, it's only got like 20,000 miles. So I did buy this truck for $300. Yes, that is true. And it came with a fresh Ford warranted crate motor put into it by Ford. It's got the stamp on the door. It's got all the paperwork. If you were to Carfax it goes back. And if you go to the Ford dealership, they got all the records on it. It's really great. So I bought it for 350 bucks. Came with everything you see. I mean, the batteries came, how they were, all that. Fired right up. Now, the reason why they're selling it so cheap was because the ignition was popped. Somebody tried to steal the fucking truck and broke the ignition, so they could not fire it up for the auction. So everyone was like, oh, it's a typical 6-liter. Nobody wanted it. I saw the ignition was popped. I thought, well, you know what? I'll give it a shot. I happened to put a new eBay special cylinder in there with the key and fire right up. Like, just purred like a kitten. Half the guys shit themselves after they saw the truck fire up and just start running. They were like, oh my God, you got a deal and a half. It's an old I shouldn't say old, but it is a Clean Harbors truck, and I don't know how many I bought from them. Goddamn, I'd say maybe getting close to 50 trucks. I mean, the tires are great. Tires that came on the thing, they're not bad at all. It's 2-wheel drive. It's got the gooseneck and hitch in the back. It's rhino coated. It's not a bad truck at all. Fucking thing's pretty clean. For what it is, it's a crew cab. I like it. I'm thinking of adding it to the fleet. It's got a bench seat, which is great. I like bench seats. I don't like them ones with the fucking things in the center. My Dodge is that way. That shit gets old. And it's got the old, farts have torn it up. That's what happens when you fart in seats. It grips it up. It does have AC. It's got AC. The radio is going to be changed out. I'm just going to put a Bluetooth type radio in there. They're like $40 off eBay. It comes with I wanted one with a CD player too. I'm just that way. I like CDs. I'm old school, even though I use my Bluetooth on my phone for Pandora and whatever's on there. But it's got manual windows, what I wanted to show here real quick. Manual locks, love that. Okay, there's two things I don't like about manual. One is when you got to unroll the passenger side, if the cop gets you and you got to go do that, that sucks. It's got these, and it's got the cool mirrors put on it already with the turn signals installed. I don't know if it came that way or if those were put on there after it was stolen. I don't know, but it's a clean truck, very clean, very nice. Transmission is smooth as silk. Rear end is tight. The brakes are like new. Everything on it. I mean, it's got a brand new fucking radiator. Everything they did did it to go with the warranty on this engine. It is a 2007. I think or it might be 8. I don't know. Whenever they do it by the months. I think it was like October, something like that. Here's the little sticker I was talking about. See where they changed the reading. They had to document when they did it and what day and everything else. So I bought this son of a bitch. It's supposed to get rid of the catalytic converter. It's just a straight pipe that goes right in. That's always the one thing I like to do to these diesels. Is open them up, free flowing, man. Just let her breathe. No back pressure. Also, it's gonna do the EGR delete, but I was told that if you get a good tuner, it'll actually just shut the EGR off. And I was told too that if you weld, I can't even see it in there, if you take it out and you weld both ends, one that goes to the EGR and one goes to the exhaust, if you weld those up with like little washers or something, it'll be just as good as anything else. So I may look into that. The tuners are about $200 off Facebook Marketplace to $300 off eBay brand new. So I don't know. I'm debating which one I want to get. Yeah, fuck you, bitch. Got it out. Man, what a pig. So it takes about 15 millimeter to take off the two on the front there, and then the one clamp in the back, and then I jizzed some penetrating fluid on the back there just to help, and then I used a dead blow hammer to kind of work it, and then the rest of it was just wiggling and it came off. It wasn't too bad. I had to cut the rubber dick thing off of there. I could not get that son of a bitch to release, but you can if you fight them usually. But this one, it was permanent. I think from the heat, it just bonded to it. Oh, look at this. Now that's beauty. It's the way it's supposed to be. In fact, I wish the whole damn thing was that color. But you know what? We're going to roll with it. Maybe I'll paint it later if I get bored with this little Corona thing. Power stroke me, power stroke. The 6.0 is the best motor Ford ever made. Fuck that 7.3. 6.7, what the hell is that? 6.4 might be the best, but 6.0.